YMCA partners with Sarah Reed High School and Carver High School, whose student participants are here with us today, along with the Broadmoor Community Church in Mbutu Village. We have some photos of the wonderful programming that were part of the spring session, which I'd love folks at the table to tell us more about. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves once you're settled?
Good morning, council members.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to see you all. Again, we thank you for just the opportunity to be here on this morning and tell you about this incredible program. We have had the pleasure, the honor to be able to walk alongside as Broadmoor Community Church, myself as the pastor of Broadmoor Community Church, where you know no perfect people are allowed, to walk alongside, partner with the Greater YMCA of New Orleans, where I am a board member, and to partner with Carver High School and Sarah T. Reed High Schools in walking with 20 young men, some of whom are with us today, along with their parents and administrators from their schools, to walk with them throughout this school year in a partnership that we have called the Black Achievers program. When we talk about healing for our communities, when we talk about how we stop carjackings, when we begin to have conversation about how we begin to bring down the homicide rate. Councilmember Thomas, we're talking about Ujima, collective partnership together. We're talking about the concept of Ubuntu, which is I am because we are, coming together as a community to have this Black Achievers program, but also advocate for other Black Achievers programs. So I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Lucas Ogle in just a moment to tell you more, but I just want to say that these young men that you're looking at around us today need to be continually spotlighted. We have a narrative in our community, in the city of New Orleans, and frankly throughout the United States, that presents the imagery and the false impression that all of our young men are out in the streets doing negative thing, waiting around the corner to carjack someone. That is not the truth. Our media has done us a disservice time and time again by presenting that image so that everyone can see it on primetime television. But this and that camera ought to display these young men who are respectful, who are insightful, who are filled with wisdom, who are driven, who are have their minds made up to be successful no matter what circumstances have been presented to them. We stand proud of them, we stand ready to applaud them, and continually ready to support them as the Black Achievers program. This was the first annual Black Achievers program. With fund, we did this on a small budget, and we will, I'm sure, have more support financially so that this will not be the last. And so I'm grateful again, and want to hand it over to Louis from the Greater New Orleans YMCA to share with you.
Thank you to the council for welcoming us to your meeting. I'm Louis Ogle. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the YMCA of Greater New Orleans. We received a generous donation from the Reynolds Foundation that came through the YMCA of North Carolina, actually, to us last year, along with locally a donation from the Rosemary Foundation. So all of our program was funded through private money that we received. We decided to implement the Black Achievers program, and that's what we did here in New Orleans. We wanted to reach out to local schools. All of the students who participated were from Carver High School and Sarah Reed High School. It's my belief that children today, they need their health, they need a good set of values, they need a strong work ethic, and they need hope for the future. And if they have all those things, everything else will fall in place for them. For most of us, we get those things from our parents and our family. So if you look at this group, everything we did in this program, we brought parents into. And I think if we're going to have a positive influence on young people trying to navigate growing up in the city, it's going to start and end with parents. And I think that's what sets this program apart. Booker T. Washington said, if you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. And that's what our program is about. Pastor Manning mentioned that we're looking for funding for another group to do in the fall with young women, high school students. Our trip, the last trip that we took was to Memphis, where we toured the University of Memphis and went to the National Civil Rights Museum at the Lorraine Motel where Martin Luther King was assassinated. It was an emotional but really incredible event.
It helped them to learn more, and it also gave us, family bonding time for kids to get together, to meet other kids, and parents to get together and able to talk and meet with each other. So I really enjoyed being a part of the Black Achievement Program. I was happy that Mr. Lewis gave us an opportunity to be a part of this program.
This is Xavier Parnell. He wants to say a few words too.
The program itself, we are very thankful for it has inspired me to strive for greatness and be grateful for the things that we have and to be grateful for the things that others have done for us. Without them, we wouldn't be where we are. They've taken us to places that we've seen our history, Studio B, Armstrong Park, and Memphis Lorraine Hotel. All those have been very inspiring for me alone, and I'm pretty sure my others as well. I'm very thankful for the parents and the program executives themselves to help us and inspire us and strive for greatness to this very day. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm very thankful for it because I was never going to be experiencing these opportunities as they've shown me throughout this entire time in the program.
To Carver High School and Sarah Reed High School, the staff there, what they're doing with the students is amazing. But maybe the most amazing thing is being able to witness how much they care about their students, how much they love them. They take money out of their pockets. They've been at every activity, which was after school hours, including that trip to Memphis. Every activity we've done, we've had school principals with us, we've had coaches, we've had teachers and counselors. And it's just been a rewarding experience, I think, for everybody. So thank you for having us.
And I want to give a special shout out to a gentleman I've gotten to know over the last year, Mr. Demario Davis with the Saints. Before the Saints season began, I had a conversation with him, and I said, hey, we have this Black Achievers program. I need you and would like for you to come speak. And he said, Pastor, talk to me after the season is over with, and we'll see where we are. And as I told the young men, if the season had turned out any other way, Demario would not have been able probably to come, but he came, as I think that you saw in some pictures, and he spoke to our young people at the Acme Oyster House. We're grateful to the Acme for hosting us on that evening, and he spoke to them. He said, do what you're supposed to do, and you will be what you're supposed to be, and you will have what you're supposed to have. And he told his story and didn't hold back about his ups and downs and challenges and things that got in his own way, and really just did a dynamic job. And then I also too just give a shout out, like Lewis, to these mothers who have stood beside these young men, and some fathers, but predominantly these mothers that have stood by their side and been their best cheerleaders and their best fans. And being present at Congo Square and having Mr. Baba Luther Gray come and drum with these young men and seeing the mothers drum alongside them was incredible. But finally going to that Civil Rights Museum in Memphis and asking one of our young men what he thought, what his feeling was from that. He stood up after that. He said, today I am proud to be black.
First of all, to the parents, to the communities of the program, and to the young men. Pastor Manning, thank you for your comments earlier. Sometimes the realities of the stereotypes and racism and propaganda, sometimes it's not what we want to hear, but it's what we need to hear. And for the young men who are here, your blackness is exceptional, because too often in this country, we're judged by the complexion of the tone of our skin in terms of what we can accomplish and what we can't and will not accomplish.
I'm just so pleased to see that the YMCA has taken the time out to recognize these young men and to have them to participate in a program that I know is something that they're going to remember for their lives. Thank you to those who might be watching, the Rosemary Foundation and the Reynolds Foundation for supporting this Black Achievers program.
Thank you, Councilmember Moreno.
Thank you, Councilmember Morrell and Councilmember Harris for bringing this. And of course, much appreciation to the YMCA and to you, Pastor Manning. I mean, is there anything good that you're not involved in? Thank you for all that you do. I appreciate it. To the leaders of this program, thank you for instilling in these young men that they can dream big and accomplish who they want to be. Thank you for working to develop future leaders of maybe not only our city but our country. Future leaders that may one day be sitting in our seats or maybe even much higher. Appreciate it.
And to you young men, to you black young men, be proud of being black. Be proud of who you are. I know often the media doesn't highlight success stories when it comes to black men. If you look at the media locally and nationally, you think all we are criminals that don't take care of their family, that cause trouble. But look to your left and to your right, and in front of you, you can realize that's not the case.
You can't take care of things without making sure they're properly funded. And if you want to make sure that you are having good outcomes, that you need to invest in those at the earliest stages possible. And the fact that YMCA and you are making both personal investments and sweat equity investments, I think says a whole lot. And the comments too about increasing experiences really resonate with me too. There's school learning, there's home learning, and there's outside learning. And I think the more that we can do for all of our kids to get as much education aside even from what you learn in a classroom is incredibly important, so we can make sure that we have a better New Orleans for everybody. Thank you very much.
Stages. Frederick Douglass said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men."